Hey there guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe because I'm going to be uploading more videos now that I'm on summer holiday. Today I'm coming to you with a new tutorial on how to make this felt pencil case. You can use it for school or to store other things. I think it's really good because it's so quick to do and is also great for presents. Let's get on with the video. The things you'll need for this project are pins, tailor's chalk, ruler, needle, small scissors, fabric scissors, felt, a button and some thread. Okay guys, so for the first step of making this pencil case from felt, you will need your felt, just the one piece, this is A4 size, your ruler, and instead of using tailor's chalk, I've decided to use a Sharpie because it shows up on the felt better. So you're going to want to leave the width the same, unless you want it smaller, of course, then you can customize the lengths to suit you. But the length we are going to change into 29 centimeters instead of 30 centimeters. So use your ruler and pen to mark that, draw a straight line down and cut it using your fabric scissors. Now I have drawn a line which will make the rest of the fabric 29 centimeters. I'm going to cut along it using my fabric scissors. Now your fabric should be 29 centimeters lengthways and whatever width you like. I'm leaving mine as it is because you need to make sure that your pencils fit in it, and I've checked and mine do. So the next step is marking on where the folds are going to be. Because it's one big piece, we don't need to cut and stitch different fabrics together. We're just going to fold and sew two sides. So you're going to want to mark from the left side of your fabric and keep it horizontal. So from the left side, you're going to want to mark 12 centimeters, another 12 centimeters, and then 5 centimeters should be what's left over. So go and do that and draw solid lines down the measurements. This is what all the measurements should look like, and you should have two solid lines going vertically down your horizontal fabric. It should be 29 centimeters in total across and 22 centimeters in total upwards. Divide it 12 centimeters, 12 centimeters, and the leftover should be 5 centimeters. Now we're going to fold on the lines and pin in place. So all we're going to do is fold along the first line, and it should work out that it matches up to this line, like that. We are then going to pin this in place around the edges, and then we'll sew it together. Your piece of fabric should now look something like this. We are going to sew down here and down here, but to make it look even better, we're going to sew along the bottom as well, so it just matches up. And we're going to be doing blanket stitch. Now we're going to thread the needle and tie a knot at the other side of the thread. If you've got thick thread like mine, then there will be 3 strands intertwined in it. Split it in half so it's a lot easier to sew. So with the other end, we're going to want to tie a knot. I am left-handed when it comes to sewing, so if you're right-handed then just do it the opposite to me. We're going to do a blanket stitch. I am going to talk you through it, but if it doesn't make sense to you, then you can go on YouTube and type in how to do a blanket stitch, and there are plenty of tutorials. So we're going to take our needle and go underneath this bit of felt so we can hide the knot, because we don't want to be seeing that. Okay, and the first stitch always is a bit wonky, but you will get better as it goes along. So we're going to place our needle in next to it, like that. And with our thread, we're going to go around the back of the needle and then pull the needle through. So as you can see, it is a bit wonky, but then the next one will be supported by the stitch and so on. So again, you put the needle in next to it, push through, put the fabric around it and pull the needle to finish off the stitch. And that's a blanket stitch, and you keep doing this all around these 3 corners and stop until you get here so it lines up. Okay guys, so now we have finished sewing all around the 3 edges. We need to tie off our thread, and we're going to do that by taking the needle that is still threaded and running it along some of the past stitches so we can hide the thread as we knot it. If you pull like so, and then in here, if you take a bit of fabric and push the needle through and pull it, it should make a little loop of thread here. Now what we're going to do is thread the needle through it twice, and this will be making the knot. And pull that. Now it's knotted. So all you need to do is snip off the end thread, and this is what your pouch should look like. But now we're going to have to sew on the button and snip a hole for the button. So what I made a mistake of once was sewing the button on the flap. Don't do that, we're going to be sewing it on the pouch of the fabric. So find your button. I'm just going to be using a small little diamond shape, and that's going to be my button. Or should I use it like that? So you're going to place your button where you want it. If you've got the 1, then put it in the middle. If you've got 2, then you can space it like that, or however many you want. So we're going to put it in the middle nearest the top so the flap goes fully over it like so. And we're going to line that up. You can use a ruler to help with your measurements and mark on with the marker and then sew on your button. Now I have threaded my needle and knotted it at the end. I have also marked on where my button is going to go. You should place your button over the mark at the angle that you want and go up from underneath, poking around to try and find the hole. Once you have done that, then just pull your needle through and go through the second hole, and keep doing this, still holding on to the button until it feels secure. You should do this about 12 times and then knot off behind it. Now I am happy that my button is secured to the fabric. I'm going to turn it over and knot the end of my thread. We're going to do this by poking the needle that is still threaded through the loops from the button and pull carefully until you get a small loop like this. And we're going to do the same as we did with the previous folding of the thread. We're going to go in once and again, so it's a double knot, and pull tight. Then you have your double knot. You can now snip off the end thread and we are almost done. This is what our pouch looks like so far. All we need to do is fold it over and make a snip for the button. You have to be careful about this, that you get it in the right place. I'm going to be using pencil to mark on this line because even though it's a lot fainter and harder to see, I don't want it to be permanent. So if you lay this flat on a flat surface and fold over how you would like it to be, and then mark where the button is. You can feel it through the fabric like I can. And then we're going to take some scissors and snip in a straight line. Because felt doesn't fray, we can just cut a slit for the hole, but if it was any other fabric, then you'd have to use a sewing machine to sew a proper buttonhole. You still can do this if you're going to sell these or give them as a present for a more professional look, but this is just for myself, so I'm not going to bother with that too much. So if you fold the fabric like so and do a little snip, then you already have a small hole, and just do bits at a time to see how big you need it for your button. Right, so I need it a bit bigger than that, so I'm going to snip a bit more. And now it's done. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to make a pencil case. Of course, you don't have to use it for a pencil case. It can be anything to store in your bag. It could even be a makeup pouch. I think this is great because you can use them for presents or even to sell in a business, but they're so quick and easy to do. And you can customize the colours to suit the person that you're going to give it to. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos. See you next time. Bye.